So what is accuracy versus precision? Well, accuracy is defined as how close a value is to the accepted value, or the real value. And precision is how close multiple values are to each other. So this can be really confusing, and I totally didn't get it at first. So let's go through the classic dartboard example. Or I guess in this case, a target example. So here we have an arrow, and we're going to be shooting arrows at a target. So here we have one arrow, and it's going to go right into the bullseye. And here we have another arrow, and it's going to go right into the bullseye. And a third arrow, and it's going to go right into the bullseye. And a fourth one, again, going right into the bullseye. So how close are these four arrows and where they ended up? How close are they to the accepted value, or the target value, which is the middle? Well, they're very close. So this is considered high accuracy. They're also very close to each other, which is the definition of precision. So they have very high precision. So now we have someone who shoots every arrow into the top corner right here. Never gets the bullseye, but gets all of his or her arrows around the same place. So what is that? Well, let's look. Here we have all the arrows far away from the bullseye. So this is low accuracy. However, all the arrows landed very much next to each other. So this is high precision. Now what about if a person threw arrows all over the board, all over the target? So actually, nothing really had a pattern. Well, this would be considered low accuracy because nothing is hitting the bullseye, but it's also considered low precision because none of the arrows actually landed near each other. So what does high accuracy and low precision look like? Well, that would mean that all the arrows hit the bullseye, but that they were far away from each other. And if we try to draw this out, we actually see that it's impossible, because if all the arrows hit the bullseye, they have to be near each other. And this is why, if we have something that we want to call high accuracy and low precision, it actually cannot exist. So let's do some examples. Keith is a star pitcher, and since he's a star pitcher, of course he plays for the Oakland A's, since everyone knows they always have the best pitching staff. So this is home plate, and this is the strike zone, and this is Unlucky Joe. Unlucky Joe is trying to bat. The really bad batting stance too. Can't really draw. And Keith knows that Unlucky Joe just cannot hit anything in this low bottom corner. So where does he throw the ball? He throws 3 strikes right in that corner, and Unlucky Joe can't hit a single one. So what is this? This is an example of high accuracy and high precision. It's high accuracy because all the balls are within his target, and it's high precision because they're all very near each other. So let's take Jill. Jill is just learning to drive, and she sees stop signs everywhere, but she has really slow reaction time. So in stopping her car, she actually ends up stopping after the stop sign. This is a car. Wow, that's really ugly. So she always stops after the stop sign. 1 out of 4 times, she stops here, she stops here, she stops here, and she stops here. So what is this? This is an example of low accuracy and high precision. Why? Because her target is this line right here, but she ends up over here, which is far away. So she has low accuracy. However, all of her landings happen within a small area, and they're all very near each other, which means she has high precision. So even though she has a very slow reaction time, at least it's consistent. He looks kind of scary. He looks like a little baby clown. But anyway, he is just learning how to use a spoon. The spoon has food in it. So he's trying to get this food into his mouth. But one time it lands on his cheek, and one time it lands on his forehead, and one time it lands on his chin, and another time it happens to land in his mouth, but just by accident. So what is this? This is an example of low accuracy and low precision. This is because most of his attempts did not reach his target, which was his mouth, and low precision because his attempts were actually, they ended up all over the place. So hopefully through these examples and this one really ugly, scary picture, you realize the difference between precision and accuracy. Accuracy being how close a value is to the accepted value, and precision being how close multiple values are to each other. And finally, here's little Joey.